Aberdeen is a place mixed with modernity and tradition. Some people treat this place as the son of Hong Kong because of its Chinese name 香港仔. Located in the southern coast of Hong Kong Island, Aberdeen is one of the 9 harbours in Hong Kong. The geographical location has made Aberdeen and the sea 2 inseparable subjects. In fact, Aberdeen is closely linked to the sea in many ways. Like other places in Hong Kong such as Sai Kung and Lei Yue Mun, Aberdeen is well known for its seafood. But what makes Aberdeen so special is the floating seafood restaurant. There are several floating restaurants around the area, such as Tai Pet Seafood Boat, Hoi Kok Palace, and the biggest floating restaurants in the world, Jumbo Palace, which was found early in 1950. Up to now, there are still numerous tourists as well as Hong Kong locals attracted to Aberdeen to visit this floating paradise every day. Although these seafood restaurants are seemingly booming, many other marine-related industries in Aberdeen are actually fading. One solid example is the fishing industry. Mr. To, a former fisherman who is now living in Shat Pai Wan,
前跟你爹哋係住喺船嗰度嘅酒店。
我知咧幾代人都係攞魚嚟。
你哋幾代人都
哦。
咁你啲親屬以前都係打魚嘅，係咪都係一齊？
嗰啲有去行過啲大河船嘅，再過。
Aberdeen was once a busy fishing port in Hong Kong.
呢度好多漁船啊！以前而家啲人攞魚好辛苦啊！
最高峰嗰陣咧，香港真係幾多漁船啊？即係有幾多漁船啊？即係最高峰嗰陣，即係會唔會點樣出海啊？咁樣
我講拋實晒啦，
拋實晒
最多嗰時
哇，
有千零號啊！
哦。
The fishing industry reached its peak in the 60s, when tons of fish were caught daily back then. According to Mr. To, there were about 1,000 fishermen and more than 1,000 junks in Aberdeen at that time.
小心喎！嗱，我哋嗰隻嗰個冇樓住啊，個細住區冇咁多公屋，咁咪住艇啦。
哦，住艇。
你有冇聽講嗰啲叫做住家艇啊？
有啊！嗰啲水上人嘅啲。
嗰度咧水退咧出晒水嘅。我哋釘啲板啊，一路行到埋馬路嘅，咁啲板頂住佢，一路擺到馬路。
In the past, before the construction of public housing, the lives of fishermen were all revolving around water. They almost spent every single moment on their boats. From fishing to dining, entertaining to sleeping, their lives were very routine. As time passes by, the fishing industry as well as the whole social atmosphere has undergone massive changes.
好難揾食㗎啦，啲魚有貴啊，啲有貴，係啊，要去好。
之後點解你突然之間又會搬翻上即係啲新村啊？係咯，啲樓度住嘅。即係點解你放棄？
細路讀書讀，你俾地方嘅寄託咧，你跟住船出海咁點啊？
即係你以前係跟住船出海。
以前嗰啲人好少讀書啊，因為啲爛仔做。
Economic and family considerations has driven many fishermen like Mr. To give up their career. Dealing with all these hardships, fishermen in Aberdeen saw the urgency for a resolution. Mr. Learn, Also a former fisherman, told us the situation in Aberdeen back in the days.
咁你以前係咪住喺船上？
係啊。
而家咧？
而家唔係啦，而家點解要住船啊？有屋都唔住。
即係你覺得啦，普遍嚟講，以前住船嘅人係咪全部都係好想即係唔住船住屋咁樣？
梗係有，梗係啦，梗係啦。如果有屋住都唔住，所以70年代50年代之前咧，漁民咧就提出3個要求。第3個要求，第一個喺學校讀書，第2個喺墳場，第3個又有一個第3個就點樣即係喺岸上定居。
As the government fulfilled what the fishermen request and the complete construction of public housing in Aberdeen, the number of junks has been greatly declined.
我都怕辛苦。你啲唔中意啦，辛苦。大家打份工，你去嘆世界，我咁辛苦，成日失晒身都做唔掂。轉行啦。
係轉齋行。
轉地行啦。喂，出邊有好多嘢揀啊！你啲揾唔到食啲人啊，轉態㗎啦。仲守住嗰行業，不如餓死人。咁咪轉咁，我個仔又唔會跟我出海㗎啦。佢上我諗翻去各大實地嘅工啊，好辛苦又要。喂，你睇兜垃圾嗰啲揾6、7千蚊一個月㗎。
Mr. To told us that there is only a few fishermen left around the area, and it is quite impossible to introduce new blood to the industry.
整得多唔多漁民喺香港仔呢度啊？
你有冇朋友仲係漁民？
舊嘅漁民有，新漁民少啊。
Many fishermen has now shifted to other job types. Mr. To has tried several other water-related jobs before his current job as a tourist boat driver. Transportation is the other strong bonding between Aberdeen and water. Aberdeen used to be an important port. In the past, before the construction of the Aberdean Bridge, boat is the only mean of transportation between Aberdeen and Aberdean, and the traveling distance across the harbour takes only around 5 minutes. There are ferries taking people from Aberdeen to outlying islands such as Potoy Island as well. Moreover, when walking along the Aberdeen coast, one can easily notice some small wooden boats looking for clients. These are commonly called as sampans, which they are the sea taxi that offers sightseeing tours for its passengers. Although nowadays, we still see people traveling back and forth by boat in Aberdeen, as the construction of MTR that connect Aberdeen with Aberdean and many other places is in their finishing stage, it is likely that in the foreseeable future, MTR will overtake the marine transportation with its convenience. Over the years, Aberdeen has transformed drastically from fishing village to today's residential district. Perhaps as the dependency to water decreases, the linkage between Aberdeen and water weakens. The changes in marine industry is inevitable with the social and economic progress in Hong Kong. However, what water brings to Aberdeen is intangible, and the relationship of water and people in Aberdeen never changes. Mr. Chan, the manager of the Jumbo Palace who lived in Aberdeen since childhood, told us his feeling about the place.
即係本身珍寶嘅創辦人咧，都係香港仔人。
請問你對香港仔呢個地方有咩感覺？
單純咯，同埋係即係清靜啲咯。單純即係由於呢度啲人係自住咯，而唔喺度炒風啊，或者係一個潮流啊，或者呢個叫做避風塘，都可以話叫做老人院。個咧即係我以前就轉工啊，咁但係嚟到呢度咧唔多就做咗成10幾廿年。
Water has tied people in Aberdeen together. Although Mr. To once moved to Shatin, he moved back to Aberdeen eventually.
係啦，點解你會翻嚟嘅？
南區好住啦，
哦
都係大多數嗰啲親戚都喺南區㗎嘛。
哦
Water is where people in Aberdeen belong and first shaped the life of Aberdeen people. Economics seems to be an overriding factor for fishermen to abandon their career. However, they will still return to their specialized area involving boats.
咁你覺得
我做咁咪做翻船㗎啦，
係咯？
都有我嘅家寶啊，
係啊，
所以仲要可能啊。
Despite the strong linkage of water with the older generation of Aberdeen people, what do the young generation know about Aberdeen? How do they connect to the sea or say to the place they live?
我哋呢度你見到個石像咧，你知唔知咧？其實佢係咩嘢？佢石
What happens to the sense of belonging to Aberdeen of the younger generation? When we ask about the history and their impression toward the place, they can hardly answer. Is Aberdeen just a place for living nowadays? On top of the visible declination of marine industries around the area, it seems that people in Aberdeen is losing grip on water, their sense of belonging to the place. Without a doubt, the encountering of Aberdeen and water is unique and precious, which the Aberdeen culture and stories shall be preserved and remembered. The question is, do people recognize these, and how should people preserve it? Can we use these changes to open new opportunities? What do we expect for the future between Aberdeen and the sea? There is a museum in Aberdeen showing the history of fishing industry, but according to the representative, Mr. Chow, there are few visitors, which most of them are from tours organized by schools. There are also exhibition boards and signage about the past of Aberdeen along the Aberdeen Promenade. A pavilion-like information center, as well as features such as fishermen statues, boat-shaped benches that related to the history of Aberdeen are showcased, which, as we can see, there are only few people visiting even on Sunday. People knows little about the past, but how about the future? Changes follow changes and will open new opportunities eventually. In this case, tourism may be the way out.
旅遊業係咩嘢嚟㗎？
唔係啊，呢個你哋咧南區婦理會搞嘅員工行為贊助，即係話呢個香港嘅三板油啊，俾份你睇啊，即係三板油嘅。喺針屋之牌你睇到
好得意喎！
係啊，所以好多嘢好多好嘢嚟㗎。係啊，呢個。
No one can take away the geographical advantage of Aberdeen near the ocean. While some connections with water is retreating, what's going on between the ocean and Aberdeen is definitely ongoing. So, there is a continuity in the relationship between water and Aberdeen. Their story didn't just end in the past, but will keep on evolving in the future. However, to achieve that, younger generation in Aberdeen must recognize the past chapters of their home before writing their own. Aberdeen is a miniature of a city, which also has a long history with water. Is what happening in Hurngongzai, the son of Hong Kong, be applicable to Hong Kong too? That may be a good question to discuss on.